Alright, so moving on to section C. Here we sort of continue the theme of eighth notes on the hi-hat, and again we've got some more sort of traditional sounding drum beats where we're just playing sort of more standard bass drum and snare drum patterns, with the snare drums always landing on beats 2 and 4 and the bass drum pretty much always on beat 1 and beat 3. We've got a couple of exceptions and we have got an open hi-hat in there as well. Alright, so if we have a look at the first bar, we've got a bass drum on beat 1, snare drum on beat 2, we've got a bass drum on the and a beat 2, and then on beat 3, and then a snare drum on beat 4. So we get this 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and also we can't miss out the fact we've got a crash at the very start of section C as well. So we're going to get 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Alright, nothing too complicated, sounds pretty cool though. Alright, so let's move on to the next bar. We're going to miss out the bass drum on beat 1, so it's actually going to fall in on the and of beat 1. So we get this 1 and, snare drum on beat 2, 2, bass drum on the and of beat 2, and we've got a bass drum on beat 3 and then a snare drum on beat 4. So we've got 3 and 4 and. If I play it all together, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now if you take the first two measures of section C and play them back to back, you can actually get quite a nice 2-bar loop out of this. And that would sound like this. 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. A nice little thing I like to do with that is when I get to that second measure, where I haven't got that bass drum on beat 1, we've just got that lonely tick, just play it a little bit louder because it sounds quite cool. Alright, so let's look at the third bar of section C. We've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So once you hit that first snare drum on beat 2, you've got 3 bass drums in a row leading up to that snare drum on beat 4. So 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and then for the final measure, this is a little bit tricky. This is where we've got our open hi-hat on the and of beat 3. We've got this little pattern where we're going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Alright, so let's break that down a tiny bit more. We've got a kick on beat 1, a snare drum on the and of beat 1, then a snare drum on beat 2, and then a kick on the and of beat 2. So we get this 1 and 2 and then we've got our sort of like 3 and 4 and we're going to sneak that open hi-hat on the and of beat 3. So when you actually close your hi-hat, it's going to be closing with your snare drum. So you get this, and can't forget that last hi-hat at the end. So let's play that one more time. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Alright, so we've broken down each measure of section C. Let's put it all together, a couple of different speeds, and then move on to a tricky section D. Here we go. Bit quicker. Okay, so one of the things you might want to do at this point is take everything you've learned so far and see if you can play maybe section A, section B and section C all as one continuous sequence. So before I move on to section D, where we're going to change things up and start playing 16th notes, I'm just going to play A, B and C as one long continuous sequence. And it sounds pretty cool like that, and if you want you can just loop it over and over, and as you sort of continue to sort of rehearse it, you'll start remembering it. You probably won't even have to refer to the sheet music. It'll just sort of be internalised with your muscle memory. So here we go, section A, B and C as one continuous sequence. Here we go.